Well, as soon as it arrived, Mr. Rhodes, I wanted to rush over straight away, but, you know, events overtook me, I'm afraid.
Please, Inspector, do concentrate on the work in hand. I want the exact locations of the last 3 murders marked on my map.
Please forgive me, Mr. Rhodes. As I've already said, we've received hundreds of letters purporting to be from the river, but along with the Dear Boss letter, these are the only 2 which I'll definitely feel have any veracity. The second letter was received by George Lusk. I was accompanied by Arthur Kidney, purported to be from the body of Catherine Eddowes.
Yes, upon which I'm carrying out a number of tests. I intend to have the results with you in a few minutes' time.
Yeah. Oh yes, talking about tests, Mr. Rhodes. Yeah, you're interested in this. We tried out a couple of bloodhounds in Regent's Park the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes, and pretty good they were too. That wasn't until Sir Charles Warren came along with his cronies and decided to test them personally in Hyde Park the following day.
Oh, what happened? Did Naughty Doggy do a poop on his shoe?
No, as it happens. Or I wouldn't like to say that. It was a complete nut disaster. We had the dogs running in one direction, the police running in the other, and Sir George and his cronies stuck in the middle of the field. Right, there we are then. Annie Chapman discovered 29 Andrew Street. Ooh, and Elizabeth Stride in Duckfield's Yard. Somewhere down here. And also Meadows in Light Square. Yeah.
Thank you, Inspector. I believe you suggested 3 names that currently head the list of the suspects.
Yes, that's right.
Then allow me to reveal to you why they should be immediately eliminated from your inquiries.
What? Are you serious, Mr. Rhodes?
Shag?
I beg your pardon?
Would you like a shag, Inspector? I can promise you one of the finest in London. African white, Egyptian gold, this lifetime.
No, that's all right, thank you, Mr. Rhodes.
You don't mind if I...
Oh, no, you go ahead. What have you got here? Anyway, the first suspect, Michael Ostrov, now, he is a strong contender.
Very nice, yes. What a big thing that Ostrov would have anything to do with the this vicious slaying of women. As far as I'm concerned, he is merely a habitual thief and compulsive liar.
Well, he is mentally unstable, Mr. Rhodes. As I'm sure you're aware, he was sent to the Surrey County Lunatic Asylum in March this year. He's required by law to report to the police every month, but he hasn't made a single appearance to date. So his exact whereabouts cannot be ascertained.
He's mentally unsound, I can do that. With delusions of exaggeration, of course. But I think you'll find his insanity is somewhat invented. A theatrical display he puts on whenever it suits his purposes. Take it from me, Inspector, Michael Ostrov is not Jack the Ripper, and I can conclusively prove his innocence of any involvement in the crimes.
Oh, really? And just how do you propose to do that, then?
Please, Inspector, you have a little faith. Do you speak French?
Why je poops parlour. No.
I beg your pardon?
No, my French isn't up to scratch,
Yeah.
Mr. Rhodes. I'll tell you what, Mr. Rhodes. I've thought about it and I think, you know, I do fancy a shag after all.
Go ahead, Inspector. Indulge yourself.
Thank you.
Yes. Ostrov was arrested in Paris for, among other offences, the fraudulent removal of a microscope. He was sentenced to serve 2 years in prison. But he's not even in the country, Inspector. It looks like he won't be returning anytime soon. Now, the second suspect, Aaron Kosminski. He also beggars belief. There is not the slightest piece of evidence that he has ever committed any crimes. I believe he is no more than a docile imbecile. In short, he cuts a pathetic figure. No prostitute would touch him, and I seriously doubt whether he would himself be aware of their presence. And finally, that brings us to Montague Jewett. Now he is an even more unlikely candidate than Kosminski. Well, at least Kosminski resides in the area. Jewett lives in Blackheath and has absolutely no connection with the East End. Were Were you aware, Inspector, that Druid is also an accomplished cricketer?
Well, no, it wasn't.
Oh, yes, yes. In fact, he played an important match in Dorset the day after the murder of Polly Nichols. But he played here only hours after Ali Chapman was killed. These suspects are nothing more than a sham, Inspector. If I didn't know better, I would suppose that you would simply compile a list of candidates ready for the police to blame when they eventually found a way to put killer to justice. Ah, at last, the results of my test.
Well, Mr. Rhodes, what did they tell you?
As you know, Inspector, the renal artery has a total length of about 3 inches. 2 inches are to be observed remaining in the corpse of Catherine Eddowes, whilst 1 inch is attached to this kidney. Miss Eddowes suffered from Bright's disease, and I can now confirm that this piece of kidney displays traces of the same disease. My test also showed that the kidney was placed into spirits within a few hours of its dissection.
Meaning that it could have been removed following the attack, rather than having been obtained violently.
Precisely. Dead bodies never go straight to the dissecting room. An inquest has to take place first, and this is also always on the following day.
And the letters, Mr. Rhodes?
Now, the Saucy Jack postcard. This has similar handwriting to the dear boss letter. I was not kidding, dear old boss, when I gave you the tip. You'll hear more about Saucy Jackie's work tomorrow. Does it not strike you as odd that the first 2 communications were forwarded to you by the Central News Agency? It's my belief, Inspector, that these 2 letters are the creation of such enterprising journalists, probably from among their own ranks.
Oh, but what about the line promising to clip the lady's ears off? I mean, if you remember, one of Catherine Eddowes' ears was partially severed.
Yes, and what of his the other ear? What of his further threat of sending them to the police? Or did he simply forget those promises? The Saucy Jack postcard does mention the double murder, but this communication was postmarked more than 24 hours after those killings, so the details would have been available to the press.
Well, and the latest letter?
Yes, from Perry. Mr. Lusk, sir. I sent you half the kidney I took from one woman, preserved it for you. T'other piece I fried and ate. It was very loose.
There's one thing for sure, his grammar's not getting any better.
No. Now, the author chose not to sign off with the pseudonym Jack the Ripper impresses me much, and distinguishes it from the earlier 2 letters. In addition, the fact that the kidney is also posted along with it lends further credence to it having possibly come from the killer. And I take it that letter you've been thumbing so keenly might also have some bearing on the case.
Well, yes, as it happens, Mr. Rhodes. I remember what you were saying about your new crimes requiring new methods of investigation. Well, see, this letter came earlier today.
It did.
Yes. It actually came from a member of the public.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do rather like his tag. It's a Mr. Thomas Blair of Dumfries.
I see. You do. You like his tap.
Oh, I do, yes.
Well, that illuminates me, Inspector, as to what this rather forthcoming Scottish gentleman would have us do in order to snare Saucy Jack.
Allow me, Mr. Rhodes. From Mr. Thomas Blair of Dumfries, plan for entrapping the Whitechapel murderer, let a number of men be selected as far as possible of effeminate appearance, but of known courage and tried nerve. Restless females, arm them with the best of the lightest weapons, and distribute them all over the district haunted by a murderer. The men are required to be fair actors and behave in the natural manner of women of that class. This plan is based on the theory that the murderer accompanies the woman to a quiet spot where the crime is committed whilst in the act. So the men who undertook this duty were required to have all their wits about them. Well, I think might be on to something there, Mr. Rhodes.
I think he might be on something, Inspector.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm impressed so much I'm going to have a go myself later on, once I get off duty.
Well, yes, take my word for it, Inspector, that's not the same thing at all.
Isn't it?
No. What you're proposing to do is a well-known medical condition.
Oh, ha. Very, very funny, Mr. Rhodes. You may scoff, but I take my job very seriously. And if it means doing this, means bringing an end to this series of brutal crimes, then I'm up for it.
Yes.
Obviously, I'll do anything to impress my superiors.
Yes, by parading around London dressed as a lady.
Yes, exactly, by parade. You wait, Mr. Rhodes. You wait. It will be me that's the last laugh. Just you.